Now, these are the source documents. These are the source document. For instance, first one is your cash memo. Cash memo. Cash memo. This one. Invoice. I will explain one by one. Bill, receipts, debit notes, credit notes, pay in slip, check, bills receivable, bills payable, okay, any deeds, wage sheets, any such evidence of the cash transactions, any such evidence of the cash transactions, wage or salary sheet. Okay, so these are the documentary evidence, source document. On the basis of that, we prepare the voucher and thereafter we record the transaction. So these are the source document: cash memo, invoice, bills, receipts, debit note, credit note, pay in slip, check, bills and bills payable. Now come to the first. One. Okay, come to the first one, that is your cash memo. What is cash memo? When as a seller, when we sold goods for cash, when we sell our goods for cash, then we give the cash memo to the customer. Being a seller, when the business sell the goods to the customer, then what the business do? They give to the customer. They give the cash memo to the customer when the business sold goods for cash. Then the business give the cash memo to the customer. Now when we purchase the goods for cash, from somebody else, then we receive the cash memo. Then we take the cash memo. So when the seller sold the goods for cash, the seller issue the cash memo to the customers. And when being a purchaser, we purchase the goods for cash, then we receive the cash memo. So at the time of cash purchase or cash sales, so cash memo, when the seller goods for cash to their customer, the seller give the cash memo to the seller. Okay, seller write the cash memo and which is given to the buyer. When as a purchaser we purchase the goods for cash, then we receive the cash memo. Is it clear? So cash memo, the format of the cash memo, just I am giving one example of the cash memo, how it is prepared. Cash memo, in top we will write the cash memo. We will write the name of the company who is preparing the cash memo, name of the company, and the complete address of that company, address of the seller company who is selling the goods. So name of the company, suppose name of the company is Hindalco. So we have to write Hindalco Industries Limited. Address, Suppose Hindalco Industry Limited, Renukot. So you have to write the address of the seller, Hindalco Industry Limited, Renukot. Complete address, post office, district, state, website number, registered telephone number, email ID, everything you write it over here, address of the seller. This side is for date of transactions. Suppose you are doing the transaction today, then you write the date of today. Today is 22nd, then you write the 22nd August 2020. This side the serial number of the cash memos. Cash memo must be a serially numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and so on. So serial number. Here GSTN number. GSTN number. Okay. GSTN number. You have to write the GST number. Customer name and address to whom you have sold the goods. You have to write the name of the customer, address of the customer, mobile number of the customers and the email ID of the customer if it is required. Okay. So name of the customer, address of the customer, mobile number of the customer, even the customer GSTN number if it is required. Thereafter, this is for serial number of the transactions, descriptions, whatever the things you have sold, you write the description of that, what you have sold, what quantity 10 or quantity 20 or 15 or 7, whatever the quantity, you write it, write the rate, at what rate, and then you multiply it. Suppose the quantity is 10, suppose the quantity is 10, rate is 500 rupees per, then it is 5000. Serial number 1, suppose we have a garment shop and sold sari, then we have to write the sari and the quality, which type of quality it is, quantity is what, rate, amount. Then serial number 2, write it, serial number 3, serial number 4, serial number 5 and so on, and quantity, rate, multiply, quantity, rate, multiply, quantity, rate, multiply, quantity, rate, multiply, then you do the total of this amount. Okay, and write in words as well, write in words. This total in numeric you write in words. Okay, and terms and condition apply, T and C. If any terms and condition you have given, so you have to mention that terms and condition in your cash memo. So heading will be the cash memo, name of the company, address of the company, GSTN number, serial number of the cash memo, date of transactions, customer's name and address, mobile number, email ID, GSTN number of the customer, serial number, descriptions, quantity, rate and amount. Total amount you write in word here also. Suppose here 12,000, so write in word 12,000. Terms and condition, if any, you have to write the terms and conditions of your sale. At what terms and condition you are going to sell your goods. The buyer must know the terms and condition in writing, because it's an evidence, not orally. Whatever the terms and condition you want to impose or communicate, you communicate orally, well and good, but also you have to communicate, it is mandatory in writing. So mention your terms and condition, if any, in your cash memo. So this is the format of a cash memo. Is it clear? When we sold the goods, we give the cash memo to the buyer. when we purchase the goods, we receive the cash memo from the seller. Okay, so cash memo is the first source document. It is the one of the source document, cash memo. Okay, the next I will discuss the invoice. Now come to the invoice. What is invoice? When we sold the goods on credit, then we issue a invoice to our customer. When we sold the goods for cash, then we give the cash memo. When we sold the goods to our customer, then what we give to the customer? Cash memo. But when we sold the goods to our customer on credit, then we give them the invoice. Same name of the company, address of the company, write the name of your company, address of your company completely. Okay, serial number, GSTN number, date, name of the customer and the address of the customer, serial number of the transaction, serial number of the items, serial number, first serial number, which item we have sold, at what quantity is how much, at what rate, and then multiply these two and write the amount over here. Then serial number 2, the descriptions, quantity, rate, amount, and so on. You do the total, write the total in words as well, over here. Total, suppose it is 15,000, so write the 15,000 only in words. Okay, terms and condition, if any terms and condition you want to impose on the customers, so write the terms and condition, signature of your authorized signature, who will the signing signature. The signature is equally mandatory, it is required, signature. Okay, so this is your invoice, just like a cash memo, it's a invoice. So when we sell the goods on credit, then we issue invoice. This is called invoice. This is called invoice. When we sold the goods on credit, then we issue invoice to the customer. Vice versa, when we purchase the goods on credit, the same is called bill. When we purchase the goods from the supplier, who is the supplier? When I purchase the goods, our business purchase the goods on credit, then that word is changed from invoice to bill. Then we use the word bill. So there is a difference between invoice and bill. When we sold the goods on credit, then we issue invoice. But when we purchase the goods on credit, then we receive bill. The same will be called bill, because we will receive it. From whom? From the seller we received it, because I am the purchaser. So when I purchase the goods, means my business purchased the goods, our business purchased the goods, then I am the purchaser. So seller, when I purchase the goods on credit, then seller will give me the bill. But when I sold the goods, my business sold the goods to the customer on credit, then that the same will be called invoice, which is given to I will give to the customers. So invoice and bill sometimes interchangeably used. So invoice means when we sold the goods on credit to our customer, then we give the invoice to the customer issued by us. This is issued by us to the customer. We issue this to the customer. We give it to the customer. That is called invoice. When we sold the goods on credit and which is issued to the customer, giving to the customer, this is called invoice. But when as a purchaser I purchase the goods from somebody else, I am the purchaser and somebody else is the seller, I purchase the goods on credit, then the seller will give me the bill. I will collect the bill from the seller. That is called bill. So invoice and bills is same. Only difference is that when I sold the goods on credit, my business sold the goods on credit to the customer, then I issue the invoice. When I purchase the goods from the supplier, then I collect or receive the bill from them. Okay, so invoice and bill is clear. What is invoice, what is bill? Format will be same. In case of invoice, my company name will be here. In case of bill, supplier company name and address will be over here and I will be the customer. Okay. When I sold the goods, my company name will be here and customer's name. When I purchase the goods on credit, here the supplier's company, seller's company name will be over here and here my name will be over here. Rest of the things are same. Okay. Now invoice and invoice and bill is clear. Invoice and bill is clear. So when we sold the goods on credit to our customer, what we issue? What we will give to the customer? Invoice. And we prepare invoice in duplicate. Original copy will be given to the customer and duplicate copy, carbon copy will be retained by us. Okay. Similarly, when we purchase the goods on credit, I am the purchaser and somebody is the seller. When I purchase the goods on credit, I receive bill. The seller prepare the bill in duplicate, make the two copy. Original copy will be given by the seller to me and duplicate copy will be retained by the seller for their evidence, and original copy will be given to me for my evidence of the transactions. So the two copy will be prepared of invoice and bill. Invoice original copy will be given to the seller, duplicate copy will be with me. In case of bill, original copy I will receive the original copy and duplicate copy will be in the hand of the, or second copy will be in the hand of the seller for their evidence. Next is your receipts. Next is your receipts. This one, receipts. What it is, whenever we receive any amount from the customer or from any party or person, okay, whenever we receive any amount from any customer or party, then we give a receipt to that customer, that party, because I have received the amount. So for evidence purpose, a receipt will be prepared in which the person from whom you have received the amount, date, and for what purpose the party has paid the amount, and the amount in quantifying figure. So this must be mentioned in the receipts: name of my company, address, the person to whom I received the amount, for what purpose I have, what reason I have received it, okay, date of receipts and total amount, signature of my authorized person, accountant. So that receipt will be also prepared in triplicate or in duplicate. 2 copy or 3 copy will be prepared. Original copy, first copy will be given to the person who has given me the amount, and second carbon copy will be retained by us for our evidence. Similarly, when we do the payment to anybody else, when we do the payment to the creditors, to the suppliers, or to anybody else, we do the payment, okay. When we do the payment, what we do? When we do the payment, then we expect the receipt from the party to whom I have made the payment. The party will give me the receipts against that payment as an evidence that on this date you have paid the amount. Date is this, amount is this, who has collected, signature of the concerned cashier or accountant. So the original copy, he will give me the original copy, and duplicate copy will be retained by the person to whom I have done the payment. So this is about the receipts. Receipts is related to cash payment and cash receipts. When I do the payment, then I give the receipts. Original copy will be given to the person who has given the money to me, and second copy, carbon copy or second copy will be retained by me, duplicate copy. When I do the payment to somebody else, then I expect the evidence. Then the party will give me the receipts, original copy of the receipts to me, and duplicate copy will be retained, or second copy will be retained, that the party to whom I have made the payment, for their evidence. So in accounting, evidence is very important, which comes from the source document. Okay. Next is your debit note and credit note. Now come to the debit note and credit note. Now come to the debit note. When we purchase the goods on credit, okay, on that time we receive the bill. When we purchase the goods on credit, we receive the bill, and when the same goods is returned, means purchase return, when we purchase the goods on credit, we receive the bill, okay, and when we sold the goods on credit, we issue the invoice, okay. So when we return the goods to the customer, when we return the goods to the supplier, which was purchased by us on credit, the goods which was purchased by us on credit, if the same goods due to any reason is returned to the supplier, means purchase return, okay, at the time of purchase return, the goods which was purchased on credit, and if the same goods is going to return, we are going to return that goods, so we are going to send that goods to the supplier's end. Now we are going to deliver that goods to the supplier, and with that goods we also send the debit note that your account is debited in my, your account is debited to my account, your account, supplier's account is debited in my books of account. That's why we issue the debit note, okay. Suppose A is the purchaser, he purchased the goods from B. A purchased the goods from B, purchased the goods from B on credit. Suppose goods rupees 10,000 purchased on credit. Due to any reason, he is the purchaser, and he is the seller. So A is the purchaser, A purchased the goods from B. You can say B sold goods to A. From A point of view, A is the purchaser, B is the seller. Now, this much goods the A purchased from B. Due to any reason, if A want to return the goods, few goods, suppose goods of rupees 2,000, he want to return. He is going to return the goods of rupees 2,000 to B. A is going to return the goods to B which was purchased on credit worth rupees 2,000. So A will issue a debit note. A will issue a debit note in favor of B. From here the A will send, along with the goods, A will send a debit note to B. Debit note will be prepared in duplicate. Original copy will be sent along with the goods to B, and duplicate copy will be retained by A. Now, after receiving this good by B, B will send from there a credit note that your account, means in the books of B, A's account is credited. A has sent from their end, A has sent to B a debit note along with the goods. Duplicate copy of that credit note is retained by A, original copy will be given to B. Now what the B will do as a seller, after receiving the goods and debit note, after receiving the debit note and goods, what the B will do? B will send to A a credit note. Original copy will be sent and duplicate copy will be retained. Original copy of the credit note will be sent to A and duplicate copy, carbon copy will be retained by B. So when the goods is returned which was purchased on credit, then on that time debit note is issued. It means A convey the message to B, the seller. A convey the message, purchaser conveyed the message to seller that your account is debited in my books of account. Your name is debited in my books of account. After knowing through the debit note that my account is debited in A's books of account, so after receiving the goods and debit note, B from his end, from the seller ends, seller sent to A credit note to the purchaser that your account is credited in my books of account. Duplicate copy will be retained and original copy will be sent. This is related to debit note and credit note. So debit note and credit note is used at the time of credit, return of goods which was purchased on credit, and return of goods which was sold on credit. Is it clear? If you know about the debit note, then definitely also know about the credit note. Yes, vice versa. One will send the debit note, the another side it will come a credit note. Both are confirming each other that your account is debited in my books. A is confirming to B that your account is debited in my books of account, and through the credit note B is confirming to A that your account is credited to my books of account. This is transfer of information from the both end, which is used as an evidence because it is a written form. This is the format of a debit note. Suppose debit note, at the top you write the debit note, name of the company, your company name and address, to whom you have returned the goods, name the party to whom you have returned the goods, to whom you have returned it, address, we are debiting your account, serial number, items, which item, you have to write the items, reason of return, that it is defective, it is costly, it is not as per our sample, you write the reasons, and bill number, you have to mention the bill number, quantity, rate and amount, and then after signature of the concerned authorized person to whom the company has authorized, that person must sign and seal it, put a seal on it, put a company seal. Now it becomes an evidence, it becomes a documentary evidence. So debit note and credit note. Debit note and credit note is also used when while making the bills, it is calculated, wrongly it is calculated, totaling is wrong. When the totaling is wrong, it may be overcasting or it may be undercasting. So when the totaling is wrong and it is overcasting or undercasting, so for adjustment reason, we also use the debit note and credit note. Similarly, if any transaction, if any item is not included in your invoice or bill, not included in your invoice and bill, then for rectification reasons, we also use the debit note and credit note. Maybe some item is included but not supplied, then also on that point of time we use the debit note and credit note. So debit note and credit note for your syllabus, it is only that debit note is issued at the time of returning the goods on which was purchased on credit. On that time we issue a debit note, original copy will be given to the seller and duplicate copy, second copy will be retained by us. After receiving the debit note by the seller, B is the seller, he will confirm by sending the credit note that your account is credited in my books of account. In B's books of account, A's account is credited. Debit note indicating that in A's books of account, B's account is debited. In his book of account, A's books of account, B's account is debited. In B's book of account, through this credit note, he want to convey that in my books of account, A's name is credited. So both are giving information to each other through a proper manner, through a written form, through a document. It's a documentations, okay, which will be used for further investigations at any point of time. So name of the company to whom the goods is returned, address, your name is debiting. If it is a credit note, then we will write the name your name is credited. So item, write the item, which item you are going to return, reason for your returning, why you are returning that goods, reason, give the reason, bill or invoice number, quantity, rate and amount. You have to mention signature of the concerned authorized person. Format is given in your book. You can see the format which is given in your book. Okay.